Welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are reviewing Green Bay Packers 48, Dallas Cowboys 32, and LA Rams 23, Detroit Lions 24 in NFL Wildcard, Super Wildcard Sunday. 2 games instead of 3 because of the weather. Both NFC games. 2 of the 3 NFC games have been played. 2 of the AFC, 2 of the 3 AFC games have been played as well. 1 of each tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys choke again. Might as well wear the jersey for the video. And the Detroit Lions win their first playoff game in 30 years. One great thing that I love, one horrible thing that I hate. Points scored as follows. Green Bay Packers versus Cowboys. First quarter, Aaron Jones, 3-yard touchdown run, makes it 7-0. In the second quarter, Aaron Jones, 1-yard touchdown run, makes it 14-0. Of course, Dak threw a pick, set up the touchdown, ended up setting up the touchdown. Dontavion Wicks with a 20-yard touchdown catch, 20-0. Darnell Savage with a pick 6 to make it 27-0. To end the half, Jake Ferguson gets a 1-yard touchdown catch to make it 27-7. Dak lofts it to him. Should have ran the ball, but in the end, it worked anyway. Halftime, 27-7. Third quarter, Brandon Aubrey, former Toronto FC player Brandon Aubrey, by the way. 34-yard field goal, 27-10. He finally hits a field goal. Good for him. Aaron Jones, 9-yard touchdown rush to make it 34-10. Tony Pollard, 1-yard touchdown run to make it 34-16. They don't get the 2-point conversion. Luke Musgrave, 38-yard touchdown catch to make it 41-16. Romeo Dubes, who was awesome today, by the way, 2-yard touchdown catch to make it 48-16. Jake Ferguson with a 7-yard touchdown catch to make it 48-24. They get the 2-pointer. And then Jake Ferguson with a 14-yard touchdown catch to make it 48-32. They get the 2-pointer. They couldn't get the onside kick on either of those scores, which ends up having it 48-32. They can't get the score right at the end. They kneel it out, the Packers do. And the Dallas Cowboys choke again, because of course they do. Dak Prescott through 2 picks. Through 2 picks that basically turned this game from a overtime situation to a loss. Of course, the pick 6, but the second Aaron Jones touchdown was preceded by a pick in the red zone. In the Packers red zone, I should say. I know, horrible, right? I know, crazy. Late in the first half as well. So Dak, that's 14 points. That if you minus 14, that's 38. Minus 4, that's 34-32, which means all they really would have had to do was kick a field goal. They would have won the game. Brandon Aubrey would have won them the game if Dak didn't throw 2 picks. Or who's to say those drives would have ended how different they would have ended. But again, Dak throws 2 picks. The Dallas defense plays absolutely horribly. Jordan Love is him. Jordan Love did exactly what CJ Stroud did yesterday, and he just was on fire. He just kept dropping dimes. They couldn't get to him. No sacks. 0 pressure. He just drops dimes. And his wide receivers were like, okay, cool. Aaron Jones has some really good runs as well. Jordan Love is player of the game. I mean, my God. Wow. If you thought CJ Stroud had his coming out party yesterday, sorry. Jordan Love had a better one on Sunday afternoon. He really did. I mean, wow. What a game from Jordan Love. Exactly what CJ Stroud did against the Browns, but better. And 2 straight days, you see a rookie, for all intents and purposes, absolutely go wild, buck wild on a defense. Just, they couldn't go wrong. They couldn't do any wrong. Jordan Love could not do any wrong at all. And this is embarrassing for the Dallas Cowboys because people were like, oh, this year's different. They could go all the way. No, they can't. Because they're the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, what are we talking about? They are the Dallas effing Cowboys. Dak Prescott, 2 picks. He had to be perfect too, pretty much, and he wasn't. And then the Cowboys defense let him down. Cowboys just weren't ready to play. They were looking forward to either San Francisco or Detroit. And look what happened. Maybe Tampa or Philly, depending on what would happen with the the LA game, not St. Louis. I mean, seriously. There you go. That's all I got to say there, really. I'm not happy with the Cowboys game, but that's exactly what it was. The Cowboys defense let Dak down, and Dak had to be perfect, and he wasn't perfect. Jordan Love was perfect. And yeah, the score doesn't really tell you the whole story. I think the Cowboys got dominated way more than a 48-32 score tells you. But let's move on to the LA Rams versus the Detroit Lions. In the first quarter, David Montgomery with a 1-yard touchdown run punches it in to make it 0-7. Brett Maher with a 24-yard field goal to make it 3-7. Jahmyr Gibbs with a 10-yard touchdown rush rumbles in 3-14. Second quarter, Puka Nacua with a 50-yard touchdown catch, catches it and blazes his way into the end zone, 10-14. Sam Laporta with a 2-yard touchdown catch to run it in 10-21. Tutu Atwell with a 38-yard touchdown catch, catches it and runs in, sort of similar to the Nacua play. 17-21. At halftime, it's 17-21. Detroit Lions. Third quarter, Michael Badgley. The only 3 points the Lions would score in the second half are enough in the end. 17-24 off a 54-yard field goal. Luckily, they went for it, because if they didn't, they would have lost. He hit it. Good for him. Lions have the 7-point lead. Brett Maher with a 27-yard field goal makes it 20-24. Then a fourth quarter Brett Maher field goal makes it 23-24. But the Detroit Lions get a stop on the next Rams offensive possession. And they find a way to run the clock out. They get 2 first downs. They have enough time to kneel it out 3 times. And there you go. Final is 23-24 Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions win. And they will move on and host, thanks to the Cowboys being the Cowboys. The Detroit Lions will host the winner of the Tampa-Philly match tomorrow. Next Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So they will be hosting a game in Detroit on Sunday next week, playing Tampa or Philly. And deservedly so, because to me, Detroit was the better team slightly. I have to say slightly, because in the first half, that Detroit Lions offense was unstoppable. In the second half, they started to get found out. 7 drives. First 3 drives were immaculate. The last 4, not great, but at least it ended with a kneel down. So, yeah, I guess overall, the Detroit Lions were better. Detroit Lions were better as this game went on. The defense started to bend but don't break. The Rams defense had their moments as well during the game, but I think the Lions defense said, "Hey, we gotta step it up a bit. Our offense is doing great. They're starting to pull back. We got to step it up a bit." They did. As this game went on, held the Rams to 2, held them to field goals. No touchdowns after those big plays. The Detroit Lions, well-coached, tough team. Defense did what they had to. They grew into the game. The offense sort of pulled off the gas, which is unlike the Lions. But Detroit does just enough to win anyway. I'm happy for them. They deserve the win. Great team. And they did amazingly, the Detroit Lions. And I'm absolutely proud of them as a team, as a group, to finally win a playoff game for the first time in 30 years. And I was definitely rooting for them for multiple reasons. One, the Detroit Lions, I'd love to see them win. Second of all, Stan Kroenke is a human stain of dirt on this planet. And the only reason I'm calling them the LA Rams is because this is a video and I call them the LA Lambs. That would be very unprofessional. It's still as hard to say LA Rams. As you could tell earlier in the video, I almost said St. Louis because that's where they should be. But they tanked the team so they could move. Why are we not shocked? Why are we not shocked? But with that being said, Detroit deserves to win. Dan Campbell has got that team believing in themselves. He really does. And it's nice to see him have some playoff success because last year was good for him. The first year, they went on a little bit of a run at the end once they started believing in the culture. And there you go. So, for me, the Detroit Lions, things are different for them. They are a really good team. They are a tough side. And they want to win more than anything. And they do win. They do some amazing things as a football team. And the Detroit Lions, I have so much respect and love for. And they played well. And I would say never was really in doubt. It always felt like this game was going to be a Lions win. There was a moment where I was saying, this seems sort of Super Bowl 56-ish. But it didn't end up that way. So, good for the Lions. And the Rams, Matthew Stafford is a tough SOB. He still is. That man, bruised ribs and all, still came out and tried to win the game. He always does. He's better injured than he is healthy, honestly. That's what Stafford does, to be completely honest. But the Rams just came up short, which I can't lie. I love it. I love it for multiple reasons again. But with that being said, Detroit deserved to win. The closest game. By the way, I am 1-3. 1 for 4, 1-3 on my wild card predictions because I was wrong about the Dallas Cowboys. I had them winning. Packers ended up winning, so that was 0-3. Then, of course, the Lions won. I had them winning. I predicted them to win, so that is 1-3. 1 out of 4. 1-3 if you're going record-wise. 1 out of 4 if you're going games-wise. But you know what I mean either way. So, let's see if we can end at 500 tomorrow because, of course, we have 2 games. I'll touch on the Bills-Steelers game tomorrow on my review, but I won't say much. I'll say if I was right about my prediction, I'll give you my thoughts, quick thoughts on it. I'll try to leave it to about 2 minutes. I won't even talk about the scores. I'm just going to write them down for posterity's sake since the game's already in there in the book. But I'll tell you what the score was, what I thought shortly, and if my prediction was right. We'll mostly talk about Tampa Bay and Philly tomorrow because that's what I'm going live for tomorrow night. I'll be live for Tampa Bay, Philly at Tampa Bay. I will review that game, and that'll be mostly the review, and it will go up as a Tampa Bay Philly review, even with the little bit I talk about Steelers Bills. So, there you go. So with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribed, send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put us to play, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for the Tampa-Philly game. And congratulations to both the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Commiserations to the Dallas Cowboys and the LA Rams. 2 more games to be played, 2 more games teams to stay alive, and we'll have our final 8, our divisional participants, and we will see what goes on divisional weekend. We have the schedule, but what will I go live for? Which one will be the one that's just a review, even though both are getting reviewed each day? 2 lives, 2 review videos, but all games are getting reviewed, unless weather happens like this. But with that being said, there you go. And I shall see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.